Today I'm going to be giving you my thoughts on this exciting brand new addition to the Polo lineup of fragrances by fashion brand Ralph Lauren. It's called Polo 67 and it's described as a woody, citrus aromatic fragrance for men, and regular viewers to the channel will already know that I'm a big fan of the Polo line in general, but especially the original green version and also the red intense flanker. Hi everyone and welcome back to another episode of Mags Frags, where it's the fragrance that's the star of the show. My name's Paul and it's my mission to pair you with your perfect signature scent. So with summer just around the corner, you might be on the lookout for a new freshie to either take away on holiday with you or just to add another one to your spring and summer rotation. So today's scent of the day might be definitely worth checking out. This one is Polo 67, which was launched just a couple of weeks ago at the start of spring 2024. And usually the blue coloured bottles in the Polo line tend to be bright, fresh, aquatic type scents, whereas the red bottles lean more spicy, and the green ones, well, they just lean a bit more like green and earthy. It comes in an eau de toilette concentration and it's available in 4 different sizes, ranging from a 40ml up to a 200ml bottle size. However, each one is refillable, so you may be better off just going for a smaller size bottle and then picking up the 150ml refill bottle, which is by far the best value, coming in at just $77 or £61 here in the UK. And just before I begin today's review, I just want to state that this is not a sponsored review. This bottle was not sent to me for free and I have absolutely no affiliation with the Ralph Lauren brand whatsoever. So you can definitely trust that I will give you my honest opinion on it. And more importantly, don't forget to give the video a like and also subscribe to the channel if you do enjoy my content. Okay, so into the presentation, and the first thing that you're going to notice is the different style branding on this new flanker. And out goes the usual Polo player riding the horse logo in favour of this retro 1960s baseball style typeface. The advertising for the fragrance is also marketed around a baseball theme, so it's a bit confusing why they decided to still call it Polo, but hey ho. The box itself comes in a minimalistic design in a dark midnight blue matte finish and features white branding. You also get some subtle metallic chrome accents, including a thin border and also a logo on the top, which looks very classy when it catches the light. On the front is the name of the fragrance, the name of the house and the size and the concentration. Then on the side, just some instructions on how to refill the bottle. Then around the back is just tons of product information. Finally, down at the bottom is where you'll locate the batch code, which is 38X0009 on this particular one. The bottle again comes in a dark blue translucent glass, which looks really nice when light passes through it, and it features the Polo 67 logo, which is printed in white on the front. You get a white band around the neck of the bottle, which is actually the base of the atomizer with the Ralph Lauren name etched into it. There's a plastic click-on cap, which again features an RL brand logo at the top, and then there's yet another one on top of the atomizer, just in case you missed it in the other 3 places. The spray quality is decent enough, and you get a nice big blast of juice, and overall the presentation on this feels very high quality and well made, although I much prefer the traditional Polo player style logo more than this design, which to me somehow looks like it's been designed by a 16-year-old graphic design student. Okay, so into the note breakdown, and the top notes in this one are bergamot, pineapple and lemon. In the heart, we've got juniper, sage and rosehip, and the base notes are vetiver, goldenrod and patchouli. Okay, so from the first initial spray of Polo 67, you're going to get lots of sparkling citrus, which is very refreshing and uplifting. The tart, zesty lemon and bergamot are what first blast your nostrils for the first maybe 20 or 30 seconds, but then you'll get plenty of fruity pineapple, which adds a nice sweet juiciness to the opening. And note to anyone whose ears have just pricked up because I've said the word pineapple, it doesn't bear even a mild resemblance to Creed Aventus before you ask. This starts out very pleasant and mass appealing, and to anyone who sprays this on a tester strip in a shop are going to think it smells great. But I've got to say that for the first 5 minutes or so, personally, I found it a touch underwhelming and a bit generic. But that's just because I've smelled bergamot and lemon about 1,000 times now, so the openings of most fresh blue designer fragrances just tend to have a similar overall smell to me. But after that initial citrusy opening, it does then begin to reveal its true identity and take on more of its own unique character once it starts to dry down and develop. The combination of juniper, sage and rosehip in the heart of the scent bring a crisp outdoorsy springtime freshness with a very mild but yet noticeable green twist in the background layer. There's even a bit of spiciness in there also, and at this point it's where it becomes kind of much more interesting. The vetiver begins to make its way through from the base, along with the earthy patchouli, but it never becomes dry or grassy because of that sweetness of the pineapple up top, which just sticks around for the majority of the dry down. It's a really well blended, well crafted, clean, masculine aroma for the most part, that does have a definite shower gel or shaving gel like blue fragrance quality about it. So yes, it is in that Dylan Blue, Invictus, Bleu de Chanel or Dior Sauvage genre, but it's slightly more modern smelling, so I would be more inclined to compare it to something like YSL's Myself, and these two start out very similar, and for the first hour you can hardly tell them apart. But after that first hour, they both drift into their own different directions, with Myself venturing into more of a floral woody musk, whereas this stays a touch more fresh and fruity. So again, don't just write this one off after the first 5 minutes for being like generic, otherwise you'll miss the whole story of it. It does become slightly more woody as you get into the latter stages, but for almost its entire lifespan, it stays fresh and bright with a clean, crisp character. Yeah, this one's best suited to the spring and summer months, and it's versatile enough to wear casually during the day or for a night out. I don't think it's got quite enough depth or bite to consider wearing it in the colder months of the year like I do with the likes of Dior Sauvage or Versace Eros, etc. But as a summer holiday fragrance or as a gym scent is where I would kind of say that this one would shine the most. It's also probably better suited to younger guys in their late teens through to the mid-20s because it does have a really modern, playful designer blue fragrance vibe about it. Yeah, the performance on this is okay, but it doesn't pull up any trees. You get a decent projection for the first hour or so, and although you'll get maybe 6 or 7 hours of longevity out of it before it completely disappears, it doesn't seem to cut through the air like a lot of other blue fragrances do, and I don't seem to catch that many strong wafts of it as I'm moving about throughout the day. After the first hour, I have to kind of go directly to where I first sprayed it to be able to smell it. I would say just give yourself a few extra sprays of it because it's not a scent that's going to offend anyone if you overspray it. Having said that, I've only worn it a couple of times and the weather's been pretty miserable here lately, so it's not like I've been out and about to receive any compliments or feedback on it. But overall, I'd say it's about par for the course for a designer fresh fragrance in terms of how it performs. Yeah, so Polo 67 is a super safe blind buy that smells really good. It's not going to win any awards for its complexity or creativity, and it's not going to do much to excite your hardcore fragrance enthusiasts or your collectors. But for the majority of guys out there who don't have a huge collection and just buy the odd fragrance once or twice a year, then it's a super solid all-rounder that'll be fine for most situations. And if you've ever put on a nice smelling shaving gel in the morning and wondered if there's a fragrance that'd give off kind of a similar clean, soapy, well-groomed man vibe, then this is probably the one to try out. Having said that, in my opinion, there are better options out there when it comes to fragrances in this genre, and also at this price point, including Dior Sauvage, Versace Eros, and also YEDP, or the Intense one's the best one in that line, or even this one that I'm going to be talking about tomorrow, which is the new Le Beau Paradise Garden by Jean-Paul Gaultier, which is a beauty, by the way. So make sure you tune in tomorrow to see what I think of this one. But overall, I'd give Polo 67 a solid 7.5 out of 10 because there's nothing to dislike about it. It's just a bit safe and generic for me personally. Yeah, so once again, that's about it for this latest episode. But just as I've just teased, I've finally got my hands on this new Jean-Paul Gaultier Le Beau Paradise Garden. which has been out a couple of months now, so I'm a little bit late to the party with this one. But if you want to know my thoughts on it, then don't forget to tune into tomorrow's review. I'm also looking at doing a regular feature with a mate of mine that works within the fragrance industry for one of the top niche brands. So Carl will be joining me once a month here at Mags Frags HQ to discuss new and upcoming releases, as well as giving us a sneak peek into some of his vast niche fragrance collection, which is the most impressive collection I've ever seen, by the way, and one that I'm very jealous of. So I'm looking forward to getting Carl onto the channel in the next couple of weeks and maybe bringing something a little bit different. As always, though, if you've enjoyed my reviews and you enjoyed this video, then please don't forget to give it a like and also subscribe to the channel and all that good stuff. So until next time, stay safe, keep smelling fresh, and I'll see you very soon for another one. Bye bye for now.